Today's walk begins in the Yorkshire market town of Market Weighton, a place with more life to it than you might expect. There's a high street that still breathes, a number of pubs doing steady trade, and a statue of a man who was almost 8 feet tall. William Bradley, the Yorkshire giant, once carried a boulder from the village of Goodmanham to here just for a bet. It's that kind of place, full of stories that don't shout, but still quietly in the walls, waiting for you to ask. The wolds roll out gently in every direction, and for all the quietness, there's essentially you're setting off on something proper. So boots on, and let's see where the path goes. So as you drive into Market Weighton from the direction of Hull, keep the red line on your right hand side, and the first turning left you'll see a car park, but that's got a maximum stay of 90 minutes, 7 days a week, and you will get a ticket. But further down the road, there is free parking. You can see it over there to the right hand side, and there's also some on the left hand side at the next left turning, and you can park there all day Sunday for free. These are the situations I absolutely hate. When you start walking along a pretty much country road, there's nowhere to walk, but it's on the route. Unforecasted rain, which means that we're soaked wet through already. But yeah, I wish sometimes on these routes, on these hiking apps, that they would quite clearly state that pretty much you're walking off these kind of really poor roads. You get the sick water, which means that every time a car goes past you get absolutely blasted. So hopefully we'll get to a path soon. So apologies if the camera's got a bit of water on it, but we just had an unexpected downpour. We actually just walked out of Market Weighton. The start of the trail is down Cliff Road, so you're essentially walking down the side of a single carriageway for probably a good half a mile, which is really not ideal. Cars coming at you pretty fast and splashing water up at you, but it is what it is. We didn't have any rain forecast, so we came out expecting a pretty slow bimble and a nice dry day, and we ended up getting absolutely soaked, so that's part of it though. So they say that Glastonbury's life changing, and I have to agree it is. I'm absolutely destroyed. That was one of the hardest but most exciting and fun weeks that I've ever had with my friends. To be fair though, my serotonin is completely depleted, and I've literally got back on Monday, and it's now Sunday, and today is the first day that I've actually felt human. Just feels weird being in that environment and then waking up and not going and dancing to drum and bass at 9 AM in the morning. At the end of the day, people are offering me bumps of ketamine and a sausage sandwich at 9 o'clock in the morning, pretty much in that order. Luckily, I managed to just stick to a few hangovers, but we were in the dance tent till pretty late most evenings. It was just absolutely wicked. Like you can't beat that feeling of just being with your mates every day, waking up. It's like being a kid again. Just dancing, enjoying the bands. We didn't see too many bands, to be honest with you, because we were pretty much waking up feeling a bit ropey in the morning, grabbing a quick bit of breakfast, and then by the time we got down there, the bands were pretty loud, so we sat at the back, enjoyed the music. I suppose that's one of the advantages of becoming middle-aged, or disadvantages, should I say, of becoming middle-aged, is that you struggle to deal with the noise and being packed into tight crowds, dealing with horrible toilets every day. But yeah, it absolutely destroyed me. But I had one of the best weeks of my life. So good. And once all the pain's over with, I'm sure I'll be looking forward to getting back there in 2027 if I can get myself a ticket. But other than that, today we're just out having a nice quiet stroll around the countryside. It's not always about massive summits or trying to do big things. I actually need to remember why I come and do this, because I actually really just enjoy being outdoors. I enjoy going out stretching my legs. I enjoy stopping off for a bit of lunch or a cup of tea, and I enjoy visiting new places. I've actually lived around this area near Market Weighton now for about a year and a half, and previously I lived in York for 6 years, so this has pretty much been on my doorstep for a long time. I just haven't had the chance to get out and properly have a look around this area, mainly because I've been more interested in going to the Lake District or North Wales or even like out on the York Moors, because being a southerner, we don't have the luxury of all those really nice places to go walking. Got a few like South Downs Way and bits and pieces, but we don't have it like people up north have it. You guys are like absolutely blessed with the landscape that you've got around you. So every now and then it is nice for me to come and do one of these types of walks. Reminds me of home a bit, to be honest. Just having a little walk up Goodwood or onto the South Downs Way on a weekend, stopping for a nice bit of tea. There's a fly just landed on my camera. Hopefully it's not too distracting. I've actually got out today because I promised myself when I started doing these YouTube videos, it was all about recording my journey, trying to deal with mental health issues, making sure that, you know, I'm leaving the stress of the office behind every week, and also did it for a bit of fitness, and it's worked really well. But the main thing is, after having things like Glastonbury and having hangovers, it's really difficult to get yourself back into the swing of things. So I promised myself I'd do a video each week, and today is part of that. So it's almost forced me out basically to keep my videos going. I'm really doing this just for the love of getting outdoors. I go outdoors and do walking anyway. I go camping. I like doing mountains, different challenges. And it was really set up as a bit of love for me to record this, so I could show my family, my daughter, and hopefully, if you guys actually enjoy watching it, then it's a great platform really to share experiences with other people who like doing like-minded things. I've met so many nice people doing hiking, and it's nice just to share that experience. Although saying that, I've got a fly who keeps going onto my camera lens, and it's pissing down with rain, but we've got to keep the spirits high. Really short hike today. We're doing a 15k loop from Market Weighton out to Sancton and then back around again into Market Weighton, and we'll probably pop down to either the pub in Sancton. They've got a real nice pub there, even though it's a tiny little village, or we will go round to Goodmanham. They've got a real nice pub there too. We'll go and try and find ourselves a roast dinner, because me and the other half don't like cooking on a Sunday, and we don't like washing up. We like just filling our bellies and then laying on the sofa and putting a movie on. I just really miss blockbuster video. It's not the same, is it, these days, sitting down on the sofa, going through Netflix or Sky Movies. Going down to Blockbuster was always a real highlight of the week. Grabbing some popcorn, choosing a shit video, and sitting at home with the family watching it. So tonight we're going to try and do the Blockbuster experience. Maybe try and get one of the old DVD collections out. I feel like there's some subliminal messaging coming back to me from Glastonbury. Pretty much what Glastonbury's like, just with a few more tents and a couple of stages. Other than that, pretty much like this. Just shit where you stand. Oh, what? We're out here on the Polo Club. Presume they're the goalposts over there. Bloody lovely. So you just have to walk through some woods and you turn up here into the White Rose Polo Club, which seems to be in the middle of nowhere. So we're now coming down into Sancton, which is like a lovely little village. It's got a really nice church, and it's also got a really great restaurant and pub, which is quite unusual considering it's such a small place. But it's really pretty, typical Yorkshire village. As you go back through, you're on your way back towards Market Weighton, Brough and Hull. So a bit gutted really, because we've just been into a pub restaurant called the Star Inn at Sancton, which if you're coming from York direction towards Hull, you can take the turn off towards South Cave, and it's a little village there. There aren't many houses, probably quite a really small population, but they've got a banging restaurant there. And the girl just told me that you need to book at least 2 to 3 weeks in advance. So I'll have to get back in there because we aren't far away, to be honest. And I might kind of tie it in with a nice hike. And smelled amazing though. When you walk in and all you've got in your backpack is a cup of tea and some biscuits, I thought, oh, we're well in here. But it didn't turn out to be part of today's plan, so we'll keep looking. Hopefully there's another one en route. We've turned left, we're now down a country lane, which is called Beverley Road. So I presume it takes you to Beverley, which if you haven't been to Beverley before and you're up this way, well worth a visit. Beautiful place, absolutely stunning. Loads of nice restaurants, loads of nice pubs, really good shops, and it's quintessentially British. Just feels like an old postcard type of place. So if you're ever up that way, definitely worth a trip to go and see it. And then if you keep going down the road, you can get out to places like Hornsey, Withensea, and you can go to the beach for the day, which we sometimes do. A lot of those places are like old 1960s seaside towns where they've sort of been forgotten, but the people there are lovely, and there's always nice fish and chips, and obviously a bit of rock. We're almost halfway through now, this little circular. The sun's coming out, it's nice and warm, a bit overcast, but it's absolutely perfect. Got waterproof boots on again, which was a mistake. I mentioned before that they're not always the best idea, and they're taking absolutely ages to dry out, so wish I hadn't put them on really. I wish I'd put my trail shoes on, which aren't waterproof, because then my feet would probably be dry by now. Definitely where the water's trickled down my leg and got my socks wet, it's now down in my boot and it's squelching around a bit. So in order to make myself feel a little bit more gentlemanly and human after being at Glastonbury, decided to bring myself a proper little cup and saucer set for my cup of tea. Oh yes, lovely. Just what the doctor ordered. And obviously, if you've been sitting in a field all week, not eating properly, and you're trying to get back into a gentlemanly way of life, what better way than a chocolate digestive to dip into your tea? This is hiking luxury. This is for the elites. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put my biscuits on the side of my little tree tray. I've got a red ant there trying to get on it. Can't have any, sorry lad. And I'm going to sit here in the sunshine and just enjoy a little bit of peace and quiet. And I'll catch you towards the end. I was literally sitting up in the stone circle the other day. It's such a weird little thing. Your body's just full of like regret and electrolytes. And then you get back down here and it's like you come back to reality. The emails and everything start pouring back into your inbox. Stressful week catching up. Taking a week off work, it isn't actually the most relaxing thing ever because you come back to so much stress, meetings to catch up on, phone calls, things to sign off, meetings, and it's just like full on. And you realise that you need to actually get back out quite quickly into these kinds of environments and start to sort of get that mental headspace back again. Because these hikes aren't always about like climbing big summits or proving anything to anyone else, doing miles and miles and miles. A lot of the time it's just about getting away for a few hours, making yourself feel a bit better, getting the blood pumping through your system, and sitting down on the sofa at the end of the day feeling like you've done something constructive with your day. What better way to do it than get out here? So we are past halfway now. We're pretty much on the final stretch back into Market Weighton. You can turn right off on this track actually, which is lovely, and go to the Good Manor Arms, which is worth a detour, definitely. But it looks like it's about to piss down again here. So I think we can get back to the car and then drive around to Good Manor Arms and see if I can stomach a pint. Considering I'm feeling a bit better today, I think it'll be a real treat. But yeah, definitely worth looking at. These are pretty much just tarmac roads back into Market Weighton now. So it is called Market Weighton. For those of you who are reading it Weighton, it's pronounced differently up north. Down south we pronounce it like a bloody heavy Sunday dinner, Weighton, but it's not. I have saved myself a chocolate digestive as well for when I get back. The first two really were just for sort of emotional support. So yeah, not long to go now and we will be back towards the town. Here comes the rain. Literally just got dry, had a bit of sun, and just like that the great British weather has come out to greet us once again. Pissing down. Get nice and soaked for when we get back to the car. It's all part of the game though, isn't it? Hiking, getting wet, it's all part of the dream. Well, today wasn't epic. No summits, no badges, but it definitely was just one man trying to get a little bit of therapy, and I actually really enjoyed it, to be honest with you. If you like this kind of content, then please subscribe. It really helped me out. I want to try and validate and make sure that I'm doing this properly, and see what you all think. And if you comment and let me know whether you like it or whether you want to see something different, then that'd be fantastic. More really documenting it for my own personal kind of journey, so I can look back on these things. But as it's out there in the public domain, that'd be really cool. And you know, most of these things are always a bit unprepared, some are chaotic, some are calm, some are me trying to get over you know, some mental health issues, thinking about how I can improve my life. But in general, all of it's supposed to be quite positive, not negative, and just getting out and do something really cool. So yeah, any help you can give, I'd really appreciate it. But for now, peace out, cheers. Thank you very much for watching.